Hey guys, in this quick video, we're going to be using this movement, high block, to attack 2 points on the head, stomach 5 and triple warmer 17, to show you where the acupuncture point is and the underlying anatomy. Enjoy. Hey guys, for the purpose of this quick video, we're going to be using the book, The Art of Kyusho Jitsu, Pressure Point Locations by Justin Partridge. We're going to be using 2 points for the high block technique. The first one we're going to focus on right here is called stomach 5. In this particular point, you can hit with an upward angle or a downward angle. Once we get into the anatomical underlying structures of this area, you'll see why we can hit in 2 directions. So let's take a look right now at what's going on in this area. The first thing that we're going to do is build our guy. So obviously we have the skull here. So now let's add our connective tissue. Let's add some nerves to this guy. Let's add the veins, the arteries, and now the muscles. So we're going to start out first with stomach 5. Stomach 5 is going to sit about right in this area. You will see as we uncover the muscles and everything else to see the underlying structure. The way to find it real simply is you go to the corner of the eye, you draw a line down to the center of the jaw, in between the end of the jaw and the chin. It's going to be about midway, about, give or take. So now I'm going to start removing some of the muscles so we can look at what's going on underneath here. So you can see right over here we have several things going on. We're going to go into each of the nerve, the artery, and the vein a little bit more closely now. Now let's start with the facial artery first. You can see where it's highlighted right over here in pink. And the facial artery and its branches provide arterial supply, blood supply, to the face, the palate, and the tonsils. Now let's talk about the facial vein. It does have branches, but this is the main root right over here. The facial vein empties the blood supply down into the jugular vein. Now let's look at the nerve. The marginal mandibular branch of the facial nerve. It's responsible for sensations in muscles of the lower lip and chin. So as we said before in the acupuncture view, you can strike this point in and up towards the ear. When you do so, there's going to be a sensation going along the cranial nerve or the facial nerve over here, and it's going to run up the side of the head. You can also strike this point down. So you can see from here, when you do that, you're directly affecting blood supply going down into the jugular vein. This is a very important point and should be included in anyone's self-defense arsenal. Now let's take a look at how we can use this point in our self-defense. Now we're going to look at a point called triple warmer 17 right here below the earlobe. As you can see from this arrow, it has an inward angle And now you're looking at a 2D picture here. You really want to strike this back to front, moving this way, but also through to the opposite side of the jaw. So let's take a look underneath the skin to get a better look at why this point is so valuable. So Triple Warmer 17 sits right in this area, and it's going to be right on the nerve up here below the ear, up and behind the jaw and below the ear. But it also affects elements here. So we'll discuss all of that in a second. First, let's look at the nerve. This is the greater auricular nerve, and this affects the spinal nerves C2 and C3. Hitting in this area can cause balance issues because of the inner ear, etc. Now let's take a look at the posterior auricular vein. And this actually hooks into this vein right here, which is the posterior branch of the retromandibular vein. It forms the external jugular vein. Now we'll talk about the posterior auricular artery. This artery and its branches provide arterial supply to the digastric muscle, which is right here. And as you can see, it's integral in helping keeping the head positioned properly and balanced. So there you have 2 points in the anatomy surrounding them that you can use for your high block movement. Thanks again, guys, and always remember, train safely.